Okay, hey everyone. So welcome back to our Social Media Monday at between 4:30 and 5 o'clock and 4 o'clock, whatever, at the end of the day on Mondays. And last week we went through just the beginning steps of setting up your LinkedIn profile and doing some LinkedIn marketing and social media marketing in general. And so we had some homework that we wanted you to do, and we wanted you to take a look at building out your network. So if we remember, does anybody remember what my numbers were last week?
700, I believe.
It was 852, I believe it was.
Oh, okay.
Take a look at the last week's stuff. I'm good, but not that good, Aaron. Thank you. And so if we take a look at 800 and let's say 853, so 897 minus 853, and probably you guys all did that already in your head. I got 44 brand new connections on my LinkedIn profile, which is pretty darn good. So that's where I want to keep our key performance indicators. I'd like to see where you guys, and remember last week I had about 200, maybe 260. Well, there's 299 now on Alignable. So I'm working both on Alignable and I'm working on the LinkedIn. So I'd like for you to tell me where you're each at with your numbers, please. And I don't care if you're at the same number. If you're at the same number, it's just meaning that we need to take a look at some time management. It means we're just needing to take a look at what you're focusing on. I know that some of you are focusing, for instance, I know, Aaron, you had an employee that retired on you, and which is fine, and you're actually pulling double duty. So
that's right.
And I know that you might not have been able to grow your network the way you wanted to last week, but that's okay. That would be going under your weekly workbook and saying things that you did not accomplish this week was you didn't get to the LinkedIn the way you wanted to. It's totally all right, 100% okay for you guys to say I wasn't able to get to that. But the process is for you to see other people that are doing it and getting some results. So do you want to go, Jason? I know that you've been working on it.
Yeah, I'm currently at 521, which I think is about 8 or 10 more than what I had at the beginning of last week.
Great. And you mentioned, actually, when we spoke last time, you mentioned that you kind of tried out the template I just came up with on the spur of the moment, and then you tried out your own template, which was just kind of going onto your network and saying, hey, I want to connect with you, and then I want to just a regular connect. You were thinking that was working a lot better for you than writing anything in the other button, and that's okay. The idea is that you find a system that works for you. Do you want to talk about that for a second?
Yeah, that was actually kind of bizarre because like everything I've ever done on workshops to do with LinkedIn, it's always been, create your own custom message.
Yeah,
is the best way to go. And I know that normally that is, yet just for some bizarre reason, I did that. I got 0 results. I think the only result I got is one person checked my profile. That was it. I sent that out to about somewhere between 20 and 30, people on LinkedIn.
And that's unusual. That's unusual to give out 20 to 30 people and then only have one respond. That's totally odd. It is.
Yeah.
And you pick it up though. So what you're doing is you're testing and measuring for your message, so to speak. So let's continue, please.
Yeah. So then I switched over to using just the default "I'd like to connect with you" message.
Yeah.
Just clicking the connect button, and that was when I, then at the tail end of the week started getting those like 8 to 10 or so people. I think one of those actually was someone that just randomly reached out on their own, probably to do with some of the different group posts and that I do on LinkedIn.
Well, at least you got 8 to 10. That's great. I mean, I think I got 44 on mine, and I'm pretty aggressive though. I actually spent pretty much every single day except today working on LinkedIn, and I do my best to take weekends off. So I spent from Monday to, I didn't even do it last Monday because we worked on it already. I spent Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I just spent 4 days doing it. So I averaged about 10 people per day. Now it's not about how many I got, nor is it about how many you got. It's about the quality of people that that are coming to know you on LinkedIn. So Diane, do you want to tell us where you're at?
So I don't remember where I was last week, but I have 359, so I think I grew big by maybe only one or two.
Okay, perfect. So 359.
But what I focused on was sending, sorry.
I'd like for you guys to write this down in your weekly workbook, please. So you're going to be able to see your increase. So I remember when I was under 500, I think I was at 380, and I made a goal between myself and one of the clients I was working with that we would get to 500 as quickly as possible. And I just spent all my time getting to 500, and I did it. And it was one of those mini victories that I still remember to this day. It's just great. So my next goal is 1,000 people, right? So put that on your weekly workbook as to what you're accomplishing for yourself, because ultimately that's your managing and measuring your own activities. So, okay, so you got 359. That's awesome. Did you manage to communicate with any of them, or?
I did send the one person who contacted me an email back, so that's good. But I focused on the endorsement piece more, and I sent out a bunch of stuff. Like I think I went 100, I had 350 or something. I sent out probably 100 endorsement requests, to which I got a lot of people looking at my profile. So I had 25 profile views in the last week.
Wow, 20. That's great. 25 profile views.
So, and I have a few people who I'm connected with on LinkedIn who I have, I mean, it's an FFU connection.
Yeah.
And I couldn't remember how we actually met, and I don't even know if I have met some of these people. So now it's been an invitation to go through and meet new people. So that's been good.
How many more endorsements did you get this week? You got quite a bit. I can tell from last week you got a number of endorsements.
Yes, of the people who I asked for endorsements, most of them gave me at least 2, if not more.
Well, that's what I'm finding. I'm finding that I'll give endorsements because I believe that people do what they say they can do, right? I mean, that's the benefit of the doubt. And I found that I was giving out all the endorsements that some people would give me just 1 or 2 endorsements. And I was like, oh, really? 1 or 2? Okay. I guess I have to work more, right? So that's cool. And you also worked on your 30-second elevator pitch today with together. We worked on that. That's going to be a message you can potentially send out to everyone as well. Is that something you have planned on doing, or what is it that you want to do with that 30-second elevator pitch?
So the goal is to start using the elevator pitch, and I'm not sure how, you mentioned actually posting it on my profile on LinkedIn. Where would you recommend doing that? Like, where would I put that?
What you can do is you can actually, under your homepage, just go on normal page, you can just share an idea, a photo, or mention something. So you can actually just post it right here. And after you post it there, what happens is it goes over here. When you take a look at your profile, it actually gets stored under your activity right over here. Yeah.
Okay.
So that people can actually take a look at all your activity and they can see, how active you are. So here, interesting facts. Are you secure? So this is 2016 becomes the year of the hack. What does it mean for the future, right? So, and funny enough, in our conversation, I was shut out of my computer and hacked. I don't know if I was hacked, but I certainly was shut out. And so these are all the things. These are all the things that I've been liking. And you can see here, and that's how people can take a look at what it is that you're doing. Who are you, and and so on and so forth. So that's how they get to know your posts. The other thing that you're going to be able to do is send stuff on messaging over here. And that's where we're at right now is what are you guys doing for your messaging? So here, thanks for endorsing me on organizational skills. Thanks for endorsing me on residential homes. So she actually, if we take a look at my endorsements, actually I have had a number of endorsements happen over this week. And the idea is to get 500 plus, because after you get to 500 plus, that's when you start becoming, you should be at an all-star status in your LinkedIn. That's the idea. And so here, what we have is I kind of reorganized my, I put marketing first, 21, 35, 33, 29, and then there's the rest. So I have had some endorsements, not nearly as many as I would like, but I think that endorsements take a little bit of time to grow as you're building relationships. So what I would do is continue with the endorsements, but I would also start messaging each of those people the 30-second elevator pitch that we created. Do you want to read that to everyone out of curiosity? See what everyone thinks about it?
Sure, I've modified it a bit, so let's see how it goes this time.
Perfect. So I'm not going to say anything, guys. I'd like for your input on this particular this particular example for today.
All right, everyone ready? Here we go. We all understand the benefits of professional development, and chances are that you have the tedious task of spending hours reading materials to maintain your professional designation. Some of that material you may not even want to read, but have to because it is a professional requirement. Statistics show that the average reader only reads 150 to 300 words a minute. That means it takes a long time, hours upon hours, to read through all of that material. Hours that you would probably rather spend with friends, family, or just time for yourself. There is an easier way. I've partnered with a company that specializes in photo reading. Photo reading is a system that teaches people how to read at 25,000 words a minute. We teach people how to not only increase the speed of reading, and also comprehend what you read. How many of you would love to know some techniques to improve speed and comprehension? We're doing a 1-hour workshop to teach you some basics of how to use the system, and you are invited to learn. Provide me with your card, and I'll send you an invitation to our next presentation.
I love it.
Fun.
What do you guys think?
Well, it certainly tells me what she does. That's interesting. It even piqued my curiosity.
I know, isn't it great? Sorry, I said I'd be quiet. Go ahead. What else? Anyone else?
Yeah, I'm thinking it's like very like informative as to what you're gonna do. I think you're speaking to the benefits as well, which is common. Which is a very common failing in a lot of documents, is to get fixated on the features, which sounds like you managed to avoid that.
Thank you.
But, for an elevator pitch, though, you might also want to look at doing a condensed version of it for when you don't have enough time to say that whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Odin, what's the ideal length of this this elevator pitch?
30 to 60 seconds, no more. Because when you're getting up in front of a networking group, they're going to give you 30 to 60 seconds, and she did that within 1 minute time. But Jason is correct. Being able to pare it down to the most painful aspects with the solution, which can be said literally in an elevator. So when you get into an elevator, imagine yourself going from the first floor to the 7th floor, for instance, and you only have that much time to say that pitch to the 7th floor. And you're lucky if you can get, it might even be the 1st to the 3rd floor. You have very little time. So for an example of that is, hey, are you a professional? I am. Well, I put together a professional, however you pare it down, I put together a professional education. And I mean, Diane, actually, you put all the pain points, all the hot buttons, everything in there so perfectly that I don't know how you could actually pare it down, but I know that you'll be able to. I don't have the copy in front of me, but we can practice that a little bit. And I'd like for each of you on the call here to work on something very similar to what Diane is working on for a 60-second elevator pitch. It's absolutely necessary for your business. Start thinking about that. Start putting it together, and we can. And that took us how long to put together? 30 minutes, right?
Yeah, it wasn't more than that. We went back and forth a few times, and
yeah, exactly, precisely. So I mean, 30 minutes is pretty good to work on an elevator pitch, and now and all of us gave her a compliment on it. So I would test that with 10 people. Just say, hey, I just came up with a brand new elevator pitch. Can you tell me what you think? And if you're getting favorable results, post it again. And by the way, on the mind mapping instructor, the photo reading, think of, put that underneath your photo reading.
okay.
That's where it should go. You need to start building out each of these elements right down here. So that's too little. If people want to know what photo reading is, now you have a full example of what it is, right? And you don't have to worry about competition because you actually have to go and get training on how to do this. I mean, it's pretty darn cool. And you're giving a 1-hour presentation for free to everyone to come and learn how to do that. So it's pretty good. So I would put it down over here. I would elaborate a little bit more on each of these and what you do. So collaborate with faculty members, because this has to become a marketing document. Your LinkedIn becomes a marketing document. Okay. So Aaron, where are you at? Thank you, by the way, Dan.
Where am I at? I'm not too sure what it was last week, but I'm at 1,327.
1,327. Oh man, you're like you're advanced. So let's take a look at yours.
Oh, I'm probably less advanced in terms of knowledge.
Well, I mean, but you have a lot of connections. Now the thing is being able to leverage those connections and those relationships to move the greener zone to where you want it to be, right?
Right.
So, so affiliate business, Captain Recycling. So here's the greener zone right here. So you have some information. So let's take a quick look at that. So Captain Recycling. Okay, so Nathan has been appointed the manager of the Greener Zone franchise in Maple Ridge. Perfect. That's good. Let's see here. Sales. So City Pods. It's what I saw the City Pod today. It's pretty darn cool, actually. Pretty impressed with it. And then the next step is to be putting videos up here. So you can actually start putting videos up. And because I can see here that your activities, you haven't really been too active on it.
No, I haven't had too much time.
I know you're a busy guy. I know you are. But this is how come you're outsourcing a lot of this. So you can actually.
That's right.
You're at a point now where you can give your password and give your information to your assistants, and they can start posting for you. And this is where
exactly.
where I mean, $300 a month to $500 a month, as long as you're able to train them, that'll give you more postings. But postings doesn't necessarily convert to buyers. And so now it's a matter of how many people do you have that are influential on your LinkedIn that are going to buy the Greener Zone materials. Guaranteed that Paul today that showed up, he's going to be taking a look at your LinkedIn to see if there's congruity. I hope I said that right. And of course there is. And so here, are we even friends on this? Let's connect. How come we're not friends? There we go. Now I'm your friend, Aaron. So weird.
That's
okay.
Big.
Yeah. Wow. Now you got way more. So, but the thing
great.
though is it's pending right now, right? So I'd like for you to actually say yes to it. So I mean,
okay.
For you right now, it would be important to, and Jason was actually working on that this week, how to take these affiliated businesses, City Pods, and create a business based on putting the picture. Jason, did you manage to figure that out at all this last week or over the weekend or anything?
Yeah, I know how to do it. I just haven't had a chance to do it yet.
Maybe you can actually walk us through that. That would be really helpful. I'd enjoy that if you could walk us through. Maybe I can do that for the Canadian marketing team, and then we'll show everyone at the same time. But here you have tons of experience. So the next step would be how many of these people are CEOs of restaurants. So let's say Vancouver restaurants. So here is the Heart House Vancouver restaurant. So there's a whole bunch you could be connecting with. One of the interesting things, though, is that I started to check out one of Aaron's target markets is breweries. And so let's just take a look at the brewery situation here for Aaron, and I'll pull that up and I'll show you what I was doing last week there with you there. So brewing companies. Brewery presentation. Here it is. Let's take a look. So I thought I had a bunch of breweries, but it's not there. Craft beer. Here it is. Craft beer companies. Oops. So here's the craft beer companies. So one of the things I did that you might find really interesting here, because this is the industry that you want to be going into, is all of our members. There's about 88 different brewery companies here. And they all need help with their marketing, by the way. So what I did is I took Bad Taboo, for instance, and then I looked up Bad Taboo here on the LinkedIn, and it comes up with all the owners and everything. I mean, because these guys are just brewmasters. So here it is. So brewing company there. Robin is the co-owner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, pretty cool, eh? So now you can start really focusing in on brewing companies, and we can create a small message saying, hey, my name's Aaron, working with the Greener Zone. I'm the principal of the Greener Zone, and just wanted to let you know that we've come up with a solution for your gray water problem, which can cause, I mean, let's face it, thousands and thousands of dollars worth of fines. And then here's Bad Brewing Company again. Here's Derek. So you want to connect with Derek, right? I'm already, and so there's 2 people right there. And so you can go through the entire list, and you can actually, this is one of your target markets. So Moon Under the Water is another. Is this helpful to you? This is really useful,
Yes.
by the way. Okay, this is how you use this exactly for your business. So here what it is Brewmaster. So we want to connect to the Brewmaster. And craft beer right here, and cider portfolio manager, and I love that. And then professional sales at Moon Under the Water Brewing. So I'm already connected. I think I'm not connected with her. So I can go over here, I can take a look, and I can connect this way. So it's a long, because she's a third connection, right? And then what I can do is I can take a look at Chelsea, because she's a salesperson. So I connect with every person that is on that company. And that's what I've been doing this week, is actually every time I do a search for this, I go back onto LinkedIn, I look to see, is that person on LinkedIn? So the next one, so there's 4 or 5 that I just got right then and there. So then I just keep on going here to the Bakerville. So any of you guys that like beer, here's a perfect example of how you can get those free sample nights. And then just send a message, right? And then here's the proprietor at the Bakersville company. So that's Russell. Chances are Russell is really concerned about the bottom line of how much they're spending on getting rid of their waste issues. And so here, I mean, here's another one, Post Brewing Company. So let me just, that's a second connection. So I can go over here, and it's saying I can connect. I can add a note. So it's not letting me connect anymore. So that's fine. I've hit my limit for the day. I don't mind that. So these are all my invites sent. So there's just an example of what you could be doing, Aaron. On your cell phone, what you can do is you can just have one link in where your craft brewery is, or have your son do it, or your daughter do it, or whoever's helping you, and they can start making those connections. Of course, I'm connecting to them as well, because I'm working with you and making those connections too. And so let's give an example for Jason. So for Jason,
actually, one thing I want to mention when you're having trouble connecting just now is
Yeah.
I remember reading somewhere that I think it was on like one of the LinkedIn FAQs or something like that a few years ago.
Yeah.
That you can also run into trouble connecting, in having to do like things like entering the person's email address and stuff like that in there. If you get, more than a certain number of complaints in a period of time from, let's say, people you're attempting to connect with who basically, instead of connecting with you, complain about you.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
So I can kind of, get you a little bit, like flagged as, potential spammer or something.
Well, I suppose that is the risk that we're running for that. But what I can also do is I can look to see how many people I've connected to recently. And I can start deleting all of those other connections. And I can start putting little notes on as well, just saying, hey, I'm working with the Greener Zone, and I just wanted to connect with you and offer you some insights when we have it. So I do agree with what you're saying, though, that could be an issue. Yes, 100%. So let's take a look at my network. So no pending invitations. These are my send invitations right here. So I have 1 of 50 of 470. So you can see how many invitations I've got here. I've got 470 invites. And that's probably, you're only allowed to have a certain amount, right? So I can probably end up withdrawing all of these individuals, withdraw these 21, and then I can withdraw, that's 450. Let's take a look. Because I only want to connect with people that want to connect with me, right? That's pretty important. And I can reconnect with people later on.
Yeah, and I would say also people that are actually active on LinkedIn as well.
Well, I wasn't active on LinkedIn for quite some time, so I do agree with you. There's not a number, who is connected. So now I have 200, and we'll let those 200 connect with me. And before didn't have a really clear idea of what I wanted LinkedIn to be for. So I had to really think about my target market. Before it was all about real estate. Now it's more about business development and so on. So I mean, we do progress and change over time, right? So there's an example of how received and sent invitations. So if you guys take a look at that under my network, you can go to manage your invitations, and you can see receive and sent. So you can see I'm pretty active, right? Like I'm doing it. I'm not like Aaron right now where I have 1,300, but I'm getting there. And so then there's the messaging as well. I use just the messaging. So someone endorsed me over here. I do congratulations and I do communications with individuals. I just connected, hey, I'm looking to connect with local business owners in Surrey and your business popped up. I'm looking forward to knowing more about you and your business. That one connected to me without an issue. And that would be the best way. Actually, this is one of the best messages I've used, period, when it comes to developing your network, is that particular one right there. You can see that, why did I get 44 messages is because, hey, I said, I want to connect to local businesses. So this one here, I tried this. I said, hey, I'd like to connect with you and invite you to October 24th lunch at the Night and Day in the King George SkyTrain from 11:30 to 2. Please visit the event and register to take a look at. And then there's the meetup. And I had a whole bunch of people register on the meetup groups. So we take a look at the meetup group over here. So you can see I'm intermixing all the marketing. Is this helpful to you guys or boring?
No, it's still helpful.
Yeah,
Good.
it's actually quite helpful.
Good, great. So I got 267 people here and 22 people that are attending the event. So that's pretty good. So and I think I started off with way less. I think it was 230 or something that we started off with before. So I managed to just recently start growing this particular group. All the other groups that the company owns, they're all protected. So we have to actually take a look at the member, and we source who we want to be part of the membership. So we have to approve all these individuals. And what we do is we approve these individuals, and then they're approved. So there's a couple of ways that we're doing the marketing for the meetup groups. And then we take a look at happy birthday. So I always do my best to say happy birthday to people. And this person right here, anyone interested in medical aesthetics? So I wanted to learn more. And then I'm talking to Jason, of course. And then there's Randy here, and then Greg, and then and then this individual right here. And so you can see that I've actually been, this takes time, effort, and energy to generate interest, right? And there's Diane right here. So we talked to Diane, talked to Kevin, and so on. So the next thing I want to show you guys that it's really imperative that you begin to build is your alignable message, your alignable group. And I don't remember who I was looking for the other day, but let's take a look at my businesses or the network. Let's take a look at the network actually. So you see I have 299 connections, and I have 12 recommendations, which is in there, and some of them are written, and some of them are just recommendations. So these are 200 suggested to me. And this is where I got the idea of this message over here. So Blueprint 21, Internet Marketing Solutions. Yeah, sure, I don't mind connecting with Internet Marketing Solutions. So I go to Other over here, and I'm looking at this in the Lower Mainland. Your business popped up. I'm looking forward to knowing more about you and your business. Sincerely, Odin. Boom, done. That's how I got 299, by the way. Just kept on going. Sun Life I don't really want right now. Let's just see. I've already gone through most of these. I don't want real estate agents per se. Not right now. I don't want accountants because I got a couple of accountants already. But accountants are pretty decent, so I don't mind. Because if one accountant's too busy, then you can always go to a second one. So TNT Solution Toners, that's a really good one. So you can check them out. And you can see what I do is I just kind of go like this. And then when I'm done this, I go here to messages. And then what I do, so I invited Yvonne, thanks, but I'm super busy for the next few weeks. So I've actually been talking to Yvonne, and I got to get some details for her. I noticed here that this guy has no invitation, so I just go like this. I send some invites. And so you can see you can see what the marketing, oh, it shouldn't say Yvonne, sorry. You notice how I don't beat myself up too much about making a mistake there? because the way I figured is someone's going to beat me up over that I don't really want to work with them. It's just not worth it.
I remember that, Odin.
Oh, it's the truth. I mean, I do my best to be as perfect as I can today. And I definitely learn from my mistakes. Anyone who knows me knows that, right? So here, I just got another connection of some sort. Oh, you accepted my connection. That's great. And so here, what we can do. Thanks, Aaron, by the way. So, so I want to invite you. So I just take away that and make it a little bit more uniform. I want to invite you like this. And then, so Aaron, actually, you have an Alignable account already, correct?
I do, yes.
And you have been connecting to a lot of people in your industry on Alignable. Have you sent them any messages or offered an open house to them by any chance?
Well, I haven't been ready for an open house, but now I would say
your showroom is ready to go, buddy. Your showroom is ready to go. Yeah, it's totally ready to go. I'm really impressed with what I saw today. And so what I'm doing, I know this guy actually. I know Jarek. He's good in the industry. So just keep on going like this. And you see what I'm doing is I'm just reminding people. And you got to just figure out what your form is. Are you available to meet with Coffee Monday or Wednesday next week, October 20th? So I'm not sure you meant by see you at lunch. What lunch? Hey.
This is the lunch.
So again, this is really good for you, Jason, because any person that I bring into the process that is generating leads, they might be too busy and they want to outsource some stuff and still get paid, right?
Yeah.
So then you can see that what I did is I sent this message to absolutely everyone. I went down to all 200. There's some people I'm strategic about. I don't send stuff over to. So you can see what I did here. And so that's pretty much everyone. And I asked here, happy to help. To remove a connection, you have to go to My Network on the left-hand menu and then click My Network again. You can click on the link here, and then the connection selections where you're able to click and remove a connection. Because I want to know, how come I can't remove someone if I want to remove someone, and I found out that you could. So this is the guy, Gabriel's the guy that runs it locally here. So I've been chit-chatting this entire time. Now it's time to figure out what our key performance indicators are going to be for the next 7 days, or 5. Let's say 4 days. What do you want your social media KPIs to be until next week? So name them out.
I'd like to get 20 new connections, Diane.
Pardon me, Diane? I'm sorry, you're breaking up a bit.
I'd like to get 20 new connections on LinkedIn.
20 new connections. So that you want to go from 300 and you want to go to 379 is what your goal is. And what about updating your profiles with a little more info?
I will update the profiles as well.
And we can take a look at that next week.
Okay.
Perfect. Jason, what are your goals for this week?
I think I've got a good handle on connecting with people. Definitely do want to continue doing that. But I think for me, what I'd like to work on is, getting some business out of these connections.
Well, relationship takes time to build, right? Yeah. So
some of these people are people I've been connected with for like over a year. So
well, then
it's a matter of want to work on, what messaging can I start sending to, to start building that relationship to the point where someone will feel comfortable, doing a project with me, or referring someone they know over to me that, needs my help.
Absolutely. So I guess the next step would be to just say what it is that you want from people. Just say, hey, I'm looking for a client this month. I'm wondering what help you need on your website right now. Boom, done. And let them respond back. Try that with 10 people, or 20 people, or 30 people. You need a good statistical test group, right? Hi, whoever's here. Who is that? Rosa?
Yes.
Hey, welcome.
Hello, Roseanne.
Thank you. Hi.
Hey.
Welcome. Perfect. You just got in. No big deal. I do have the recording of this, so you'll be able to.
Good. Thank you.
Yeah, when I get it, I'll send it out to everyone so you guys can take a look at it and use it. I think that today's been just kind of an overview, and what we're doing is we're kind of getting into the groove of seeing what it is that we want to accomplish on our own profiles. Like Aaron learned today about getting on to using LinkedIn specifically for brewing companies, which is what his target market is right now over the next little while. Diane is about going after professionals, teachers and students, and all kinds of professionals for her photo reading class. She just developed a 30-second elevator pitch. And Jason is saying that he's got about just under, how many do you have, 500 and something, 600, Jason?
521.
521?
Yes.
So he has 521 connections, and he's saying, look, as great as it is for me to connect, I really want to get clients out of this. So now it's up to him to design something that will allow him to say, hey, buy from me. And that's the active sales process. And that's what we were just discussing right now. And so what do you think you could write up? What do you think comes to the top of your head? And we can all decide if that's something that we want for website development. Do you have any specials right now for website developments that you can give anyone listening here?
You
do search engine optimization as well, right?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So we've been talking about a bunch of prices. So test and measure right now and see who takes you up on that on the offer.
Okay, so one special which I'm currently working on developing is to do a test market on is giving a person free SEO setup, which normally that would cost you anywhere from, depending on the size of your website, anywhere from about $500 to $2,000.
Yep, 100% it does.
Which would mean doing the keyword research, as well as making any necessary edits to your website, both to its contents and to its structure, to make sure that it's formatted to perform in SEO. The way Google. You're basically giving,
let's just say you're giving $1,000 away free to get people set up on SEO.
Yeah, and that's for minimum, 12 months, or in other words, 1 year contract.
Okay.
So you have to commit to the process, for 1 year, which usually takes about 6 months to a year for you to see results from it. So that's why I want.
I agree. It takes 12 months for people to see SEO results. I got a question for everyone. Which do you prefer? Do you like contract or agreement? Which sounds better to you?
Agreement.
I agree. Anyone else?
Yeah.
The agreement sounds more inviting.
Yeah, I do agree. See, agreement. Yeah. I do agree. So I'd really recommend, Jason, to just change that one word from a contract to a 12-month agreement, because we agree to work with each other for 12 months. That little tiny shift can make the real difference in your business. So what that's called is tied selling. And you might have a difficult time with tied selling when you're trying to give away $1,000 worth of search engine optimization if it's tied to a 12-month contract. That means that you're asking someone to make a commitment for because now you said between $500 to $2,000. So I'm thinking that, and it's not an issue. I mean, you're going to have to go through your numbers. So from 530 people, the average is that 10% of people will say, yes, they need your help right now, as long as you message every single one of the 530 people. So let's come up with a message that will allow people to realize that they need you to do the work. Now, do you remember earlier on in the week we talked about you putting together a PDF with examples of all of the articles that you've written over the last many years, and you'd have a book?
Yes, I do remember
that. Okay, so
what if you were to... Yeah, I think actually we spoke about that on Friday.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, sort of beginning of the week. It's Monday, right? Hilarious. So let's do this specifically for SEO. How many articles do you think you have on search engine optimization right now on your website?
See, I'll just have to take a look.
Yeah, please do.
Looks like I don't have a huge number on that topic yet.
Do you have 5? How many do you have? Just throw me out a number.
Yeah, I'm just
1 would be good.
looking right now.
Yeah. Okay. Let's say you have 2 or 3, which is enough to put into a 6-page special report.
Yeah, and I think I have somewhere around at least like 3 or something like that.
Okay. Perfect. So it's 6 pages, let's say. Okay. And then, so the idea of a special report is something called a self-liquidating offer, or bribing your clients. So the idea of giving out search engine optimization tools like a special report or articles is that you're going to be able to have individuals say, yeah, I want to take you up on that. And then whoever takes you up on that offer, that means that they're looking into SEO. That means you have a hook. The next step is to see what is their budget on a monthly basis for search engine optimization. They may not have a budget of you being able to do it for them, but they may have a budget for you to teach them how to do it, and they get on a call with you like this every single week, and you walk them through the process like I'm doing with you on LinkedIn. Maybe that's feasible. Maybe you get 10 people together charging $100 a month each instead of 500 or 1,000. You help them get to a level where they're profitable, they can outsource all of that. That's something that might be a good idea. How do you guys feel about something like that?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, it's palatable.
As long as there's enough time in a week to accomplish, the building a website is a complex thing, so you need enough time to do that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's where, and that's really great that you brought that up, because that helps Jason a ton. What you just said just helps Jason understand that people don't want to build a website. They don't want to do the SEO. And that's exactly the point. Once they realize how much time, effort, and energy that it takes, they most likely want to outsource it.
Yeah.
That's positive business. That means that he's taking you from an unknowledgeable point of view to a knowledgeable point of view, and the knowledge that you have is you want to pay someone. And that's exactly what your marketing needs to do, Jason.
Yeah, for sure.
So if you're going to send out a message, I would like to see a message from you saying, hey, Odin, I've known you for quite some time, and I'm currently have some free time open to work on your website. It's time to have it updated with the most recent security, and so on and so forth. When would you be available to have an online meeting? That's called an assumptive close. And by the way, I'd love to be able to offer you a free special report I just created. I put together all of my search engine optimization articles, and it should help you with SEO in the next couple of months.
Yeah, and if you're mentioning cybersecurity, I actually have probably at least a half a dozen to 10 or so articles on that topic.
Okay, so what's really important, Jason, is you decide what you want. Do you want cybersecurity, search engine optimization, or website development? You have to really make your message clear.
Yeah.
So this week, what you have is you have a 3-step autoresponder. This week it's about websites. Next week's about cybersecurity. The week after that's SEO, and you just keep rotating that every 3 weeks. Every 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So this week is this week. This week is this topic. Next week is that topic.
And in fact, I actually have a 4th topic as well, which is sales funnels.
Perfect. But then each week you have one topic to message to your crowd. With 500 people, 10% of them should say yes to what it is you're offering.
Yeah.
That's 50 people, right?
Yeah.
So there's 50 clients right now that want your product or service. Is this helping you?
Yeah, it is.
So the next step here is, what is the message you're going to send, and what week is this? This is the 4th week of the month. Next week is the 1st week. So let's say the 1st week is website development. The 2nd week is search engine optimization. The 3rd week is cybersecurity. And by the way, you want to talk to Jonathan about cybersecurity as well. I really recommend it. And then your 4th week is going to be sales funnels, which goes right back to the website the next week. So see how they're all integrated.
Yeah.
And this goes for everyone on the call. You can make your message the exact same thing as well.
And the other thing as well is I'd also modify that if there's some special thing going on in the world as well to capitalize on an event. Like this month, for example, is cybersecurity month, so I'd probably retweak my stuff to focus more on the cybersecurity for this month to capitalize on the fact there's external marketing going on my behalf.
Your best bet is to take the external marketing, stick it on your LinkedIn, and then link your 500 people to that message.
Yeah.
That's your best usage of time, not recreating anything, but using what's already created strategically. So the way that you do that is you go here to your homepage, and then down here, actually, I'm going to show you me. So this is what I did with Jonathan earlier today. We were working on network security, as a matter of fact, not just cybersecurity, but network security. So here's some interesting facts right here. But what I'm able to do is I'm able to edit this link, and I'm able to go at Jason. There you go. Jason, take a look at that. I'm able to go at Jonathan. Right here. So you're able to put all 500 people there if you want. Be strategic in who you add, right? Because you guys are the ones that are experts at this, how 2016 became the year of the hack and what it means for the future. That's Jason, you understand how important this one is, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Now what you do is you take that, you share it, and you add the people you know in your profile, because you've communicated with them, that are currently looking at cybersecurity. And you just add all 500 people to it. Not only that, is you can create a message over here. You can take that cybersecurity message. Let's just go back here for a second. I'm going to open it up. Take this link. Go back over the messages. I'm going to write a message. So a brand new message. And go Jonathan. Right here. And I can go Jason. Look at this. Now what I've done is I've connected both of you, and I have a private message to you as well. Is this useful for you?
Oh, yeah.
Everyone? These are just simple little tools.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So now let's talk a bit about Rosalie, because we have 10 more minutes. Jason, does that help you today? Can you send me your examples of what you want to do? I'm willing to help you. Right?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, I'm here to help, right? So we're talking again on Friday. We're talking again tomorrow if you're coming for lunch. These are all your opportunities to say, oh, and take a look at this. Oh, and take a look at this.
I don't think I'll make it out tomorrow because I got actually some projects I got to get done. And unfortunately, that lunch last time ended up taking the entire day.
It does.
I got back. Yeah.
It does take the entire day. Hopefully you got some leads out of it and you got some connections and you're going to make some sales.
Yeah, I have a pair of people there that I'm currently following up on.
Perfect.
Who are in need of my services.
Perfect. See, so it was a payoff, and that's the idea about marketing. Is it becomes a lead, source for you, right? So wherever you're getting one lead here, one lead there, one lead here, one lead there. For me, what I do is I spend all month long promoting the one event. I bring all my leads to one table. I buy them all lunch. I buy them all coffee. I buy them all tea, and then I show them what I'm able to do, and then I spend the rest of the month following up with them and getting them on board. So my system is no different than your system, and it's just different communication. That's all.
Yeah.
Right? So here's Rosalie. Rosalie, congratulations. You got 59 people signed up.
Yes, thank you.
And where did you started off with 0 just recently, right?
Yeah, like a week ago.
59. You've been working on this like every single day.
Every single day, yeah.
But you know, and so what's your target market?
Mostly realtors.
Exactly. How many realtors are on LinkedIn?
I don't know, but I haven't sent a bunch of invitations, so I got probably three of like a quarter of response. They connect already, yeah.
Great. Well, 59 is a great number of connections.
I know.
That's perfect. Yeah, it's really great. And you can see there's some activity that you've been liking, which is really good. I should let you know that, you remember the test that we did on the Facebook page the other day on the organizations?
Yeah.
I showed you a link on how to get organized.
Yes. Yes.
Let me show you that. I don't know if it's going to come up here. But I've gotten a number of links, and I was pretty surprised actually on how many people went and liked that. Yeah, I was actually quite surprised. I was like, oh wow, okay. I guess people like organization. Look at that. I mean, it's nothing to boast about, but you know, I got 5, 6, 7 people liking that. I mean, like that's not bad. That's a decent number of people.
Mm-hmm.
For this particular example. On my other Facebook page, I'm used to getting between 20 and 50 likes. So I've been really working on getting more likes on this particular one and seeing what people like. And the difference between the other Facebook page and this one is I don't show my face on the other one at all.
Okay.
And I get way more traction when I don't show my face, funny enough. But people really liked this. And I got a share out of it as well. So I was like, wow, this was just a test and measure. Let's take a look. And all I did was I went and looked on OnSize, organized my office. And so this is what people really want, is they want to see what you're doing. So when you take a look at Organize My Office, here's a bunch of examples of how to organize my office. Thank you cards, blue, and so forth. So what I can do is I can, you know, just whatever you think is going to, so post 1 to 3 of these every day. Go on here, organize my office, organize my bedroom, organize this, organize that. So here's some ideas on how to organize your office, or here's some ideas on how to.
Also, if you're wanting to be able to find the pictures like that you can actually use, you go back up to the top of the search.
Yep. Go ahead. I'm here.
And click under Tools.
Yep.
And now click Usage Rights.
Yep.
And then click
Label for reuse.
Labeled for
reuse.
Yeah, reuse, even commercially, I think is the one you'd want. Which I think is just above the one you chose. Yeah, that one.
Oh, good.
Right up at
label for non-commercial use.
Label for
reuse with modification.
Yeah, that one there. Like, that'll actually get you a lot of. There's actually a number of things a lot of these will be public domain ones actually, or at least ones you can use with attribution, which just basically means you need to say who created the image and link back to your source.
Oh, okay.
You use those ones if it's like total public domain and it's just open season to whatever you want with it.
Yeah, so you
actually a great.
Thank you.
Yeah, there's also a great site Pixabay, which has a lot of good high quality public domain images on it.
Okay, good to know. Thank you.
Pixaby.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that's how it's spelled.
Free stock images, is this the one?
Yeah, that should be the one. Because
I don't think that's the one. Seems like it doesn't seem right.
yeah, the design of the site doesn't quite look the same as what I'm.
Pixabay, free images. Pixabay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's the one.
Okay, so I'm gonna put this here under useful.
'Cause that site's been probably one of my best friends with my blogging activities, both for my own website and my SEO clients.
Here's organize. So there's A to Z. You can give some tips and tricks about how you can organize things.
Yeah, because it's so hard to find good quality pictures sometimes. So
Yeah, I'm not too I'll be frank with you. I'm not really too concerned about what I do is I just pick the one that I like and I say, hey, here's a way to organize. Hey, you want to get more organized? Here's an idea to help. So I'm not taking credit for it. I'm just putting up a good picture, right? So it's I do have to agree with what Jason's saying, but at the same time, you may not find what you need. And so I always just go under images and I just take a picture that I think would be good. So here's a before and after picture, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can just you can take your own before and after pictures too. So I mean it's really up to you what you want to be doing. Do your best to take free ones like Jason is recommending, but when it comes right down to it, something like this, scrap paper, decorative cardstock, printer paper, like this is just simple stuff, right? Here's something really interesting. So you can just take this and print it, and you can say, thank you HGTV for this great idea. Do you want to organize your home office too? So you can, it really is about being creative. And I think we talked about the company that you're working with, which is, what's it called? Organize Me or something? What is the Organize Files? What's the company you work for right now that helps you organize?
Me?
Yeah, Rosalie.
Oh, it's oh my God, it's
File company.
It's File Freedom.
Yeah.
Or Freedom Filer.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Freedom Filer.
One thing I will mention about image use is if you're planning on using any of these in something you're posting to YouTube, do not use anything unless it's like public domain. Yeah, you made it yourself. Absolutely, you have rights to use it, because the YouTube content ID algorithm is brutal. So you'll get like content ID'd like crazy if you aren't careful. That make sure that you have the rights
don't be
to use
afraid either. Just get up there, do the work, get it done, and if something happens, you'll deal with it then. Because I've been using for the last 10 years, I've been using Google Images, and I've never had a problem. So
Oh, really?
Nope, never once had a problem. And I've got so many YouTube pictures, so many YouTube stuff. It's just kind of ridiculous. Let me just see here if I can.
Oh, that's interesting because I know people that have been getting hammered by content ID, even though they'll like be using like all 100% their own original stuff, just because it will be similar to something else enough that it'll trigger the algorithm and.
So I've got
just getting dinged.
7 subscribers, which is, not very many. But I've got.
Actually, also you might want to check out VidMe for video as well.
Yeah.
Because actually, just recently, because I have 4 videos on my YouTube channel, and I just recently reposted 3 of them over to a new channel I created on VidMe, and I know those are actually getting a lot more immediate traction in terms of like likes and follows and that on VidMe than I was getting likes and subscribes and that on YouTube.
That's a really good point. And you can add all of that to your LinkedIn account. So you can see this one has 9,100 views. It's a contract. A lot of testimonials I put on here. And then what I have is I've got pictures. This picture right here, 512 views. It's just taken off of Google. I don't know where it's taken off of. I just saw a picture with a group of people and I liked it. Here's another one that's American money with a house on the top of it. I just grabbed it and used it. Here's another one, credit score. And this one right here, the FICO score, just grabbed it and used it. I mean, I'm not really I just want to get the job done. I'm not going to be afraid of getting, I'm not going to be afraid. I'm going to just get whatever needs to be done. I think I've got over 20,000 views in total, which is not too shabby actually. But I mean, it could be, it could definitely be a lot better. I could be promoting it a lot more. I've got 300 different.
Yeah, I think at 20,000 you actually qualify for partner status. You can actually put monetization and ads on your videos if you wanted to.
I could already, but I decided not to.
Yeah.
I'm deciding not to do that actually.
Actually, one advantage if you do that is YouTube actually will promote your videos more heavily and push it more on the recommended list. And this is something you hear from other veteran YouTubers.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't mind doing that. So here it is, 22,247 views so far. Total watch time is 1,152 minutes. I have over 807 views, I guess, and I have +2 subscribers. And so, I mean, I haven't really. YouTube is one of my things that I want to grow, but again, I just think Rosalie, right now it's just about getting it up and getting it out.
Yep. And in LinkedIn, I saw that people post things just like Facebook. In that way, it works the same.
Exactly, it works the same. And you should be. What's really good is taking what you put onto LinkedIn, put it on your Facebook, and then have your Facebook connected to your Twitter, and have your Facebook also connected to your Pinterest account so that it uploads onto all those automatically.
Okay, and how do I link everything?
Yeah, sure. I'll show you that. Oh, this is the wrong one. Let me just up right over here. So what you do is you go into LinkedIn or Facebook, and then you go down here to your account settings. And then down here, it should have your public posts. Let me just take a look. I'm going to be looking at it the same as you. General might be under. I can connect to Alignable. Public posts. I'm looking here. Here's Twitter. You can connect your Twitter account right here.
Okay.
Okay, so there's where you can connect your Twitter account. And then let's take a look at your settings and privacy right here. And then it's going to ask you to put, so here's your Twitter account as well. And this is permitting services. So you can have 2 with your Twitter account if you want. And there is a connection with Pinterest. Pinterest, you have to sign up for Pinterest, and then Pinterest will do a push from YouTube, because I think YouTube and Pinterest are connected with each other. So that's a way for you to connect all of them and make sure that you're using your time effectively and efficiently.
Okay, good. That will save a lot of time.
And there's no way to get Alignable connected. And just what's really good about Alignable is you can check this out. Because realtors are your target market, right?
Yeah.
So look at all these realtors. There's 40 realtors right near me.
Okay.
Look at all these. There's tons, all about realtors. So Alignable is really, really good. It'd really help you out a ton. Okay?
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so that's pretty much it for today, guys. Did you get any benefit?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Awesome. And Diane? Yeah?
Strategy. Yeah.
Great. Awesome. Aaron?
Yeah.
I think he's offline.
I think I did.
Perfect. And Rosalie, I'll be sending out the message out to everyone again. So whoever's coming to lunch tomorrow, I look forward to seeing you. It looks like we're going to have we're going to be in a small room tomorrow. It doesn't look like we'll have 25 or 30 people show up. I think we're going to probably have about 10 to 15 people. But I say that, and it'll probably be packed. So that's just the way it is, right? So please do send people my way. I'd love to see you guys there.
Perfect.
Actually, that's one thing I've been meaning to ask you about is when I went to that one in September, you handed out those that pair of blue tickets, but you didn't really explain anything about how we're supposed to use them. Yeah,
so the Blue Tickets is a referral program. So what you do is go over to the Blue Tickets and you go to Canadian Marketing Team or Free-Workshop, I think it's under. Free-Workshop. .com, I think is what those are. I'm not sure what those are under. Oh, of course it's not going to come up when I want it to. free-work. Right, like that. So it should come up to the registration page. It's exactly what I thought. And then right here, you have a referred by. So you can write your referral name on it. And then if you're, as long as you're part of the program, you get a referral percentage of what is made for cash. You make money.
Right.
So if you want more details on that, just let me know. I think I've discussed that with each of you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, apparently except for me.
No, I discussed it with you, but I have an actual form and everything that we can sign up. So what I'll do is I'll send you the referral form.
Yeah, sure. Because actually I do love, we're utilizing affiliate marketing offers whenever they're available.
Yeah, well, it means that you get to make a little bit more money. What we do is we share 20% of what we make. So it's pretty substantial.
Right. Yeah.
But there is an affiliate, there is some paperwork you have to fill out, so we can get that all done for you. Okay, guys, that's wonderful. 3 things you're walking away from with today, and I wanted to see what each of you has as your key performance indicators. So, but 3 things you're walking away from before I go. 3 things you're walking away with, sorry. Who wants to go first?
I'll go.
Well, even though...
Go ahead, whoever.
Okay, even though I got here super late, I thought it was 5, but still, I got away with that you can post right like Facebook, so that's a great idea, and that you can put everything connected, so you are not spending as much time as posting individually.
Exactly. Yeah, because remember that each week on our weekly worksheet, we're supposed to add another 1 to 3 other marketing initiatives. So the moment we get this into a system, that means we can start working on this, take the same message and then give that out to other people, both offline and online. So that's great. Okay. Next.
I'll do it. I know using cut and paste a lot with the connection process and then using the tools of the software. I think learning how to use the software and actively doing it on a regular basis is really the biggest thing I'm taking out of this when I have the screen in front of me.
Nice, perfect. Yeah, and being able to spend the 5 minutes that you just have a 5-minute break or whatever, looking and making that as an active process for you. Because Aaron, quite frankly, you make way more money selling those machines than you do doing what you're doing.
Probably.
It'll happen. It'll happen. Perfect. Thank you. Next. So that was Rosalie. What, Jason?
For me, what I'm looking for is to increase the number of recommendations and endorsements that I have.
Yeah.
Which actually, interestingly enough, as we're in the middle of this call, I actually got my first written endorsement came through.
Nice. So that equates to giving more value. So that PDF we're talking about will show people that you're an expert. And you need to be able to demonstrate to people on an ongoing basis that you're an expert in your field and that endorsement is warranted. So that's perfect. That's awesome. Next.
So for me, it's about tweaking my intro so that it's a little bit shorter, concise. I've already got a couple ideas for that, and getting my LinkedIn profile adjusted and more connections.
Yep. And I guess you're the last one to go, Jonathan, if you're still here.
Yes, I'm listening. All right. Which one should I say? Yeah, I think I will kind of keep growing my network on LinkedIn, and we'll start to use Alignable as well.
Yes. And for you, actually, thank you, Jonathan. I wanted to actually focus on just here for you for a second. So your key is a CEO or a CTO.
Yes, CEO, or operations manager, maybe.
Yeah, CTO. You can look up CTO Vancouver.
Yeah.
This is your key right here, CTO Vancouver. These are the
Yeah.
people you want to be connecting with. These are the ones that know how to do the work, don't want to do the work, want to outsource the work. They can appreciate it. They know how much it costs. And when you give your special coupon and you give your special report and your search and I mean that's where you're going to be the winner. These are your major connections right here. Connect to those people.
Yeah. Actually, those are the keywords I have been using. Yeah, thank you for mentioning that.
Yeah, CTO or a CEO, or you said manager, right? Or technology manager.
Yeah, or office manager, operations manager, things like that.
Yeah. And so the next step is going to be, you remember that fax that we created for you today? You can take that fax out. You can take out one portion of the fax to use the headline.
Yeah.
And then what you do is you use just one paragraph, and then you put your special offer underneath that and see what people do. So that's what testing and measuring is. You got to be able to feel confident in the ability to just test and measure by making a mistake. And that's why I'm like, oh, I made a mistake. You know, I mean, I don't intend to make a mistake. They just happen. They just happen. And so if you guys can take that little tiny bit of personality that I've managed to grow, because I used to, in my younger years, I was all about the perfection and micromanaging. I tell you, life has a funny way of making sure that you look at the bigger picture. And if you can just take that this is a process the way you get better at, you'll all do very well in this business, in your business.
Yeah, I agree.
Awesome. Well, that was a really great session, guys. We went a little bit over time. Thanks for entertaining me and doing that, and we'll have it again next week. You guys all want this more? You want more of this?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect. Well, then this is a success. You need to let other people know to come on board.
Thank you, Eddie.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
My pleasure,
There's
guys.
actually a few people that I can think of off the top of my head that I think would be interested in this.
Okay. Perfect. Just what I want you to do is get paid, though. So send them to the link and say, hey, I'm an affiliate of this guy, of the Canadian marketing team. Sign up and go to their free event. And I'm honorable. I mean, ask Rosalie. Rosalie actually recommended Jonathan.
Yeah, actually, the two of them I'm thinking of right now, they would definitely not be able to make it to your live events because they're on the island, so that would be a bit much for them.
No, honestly, Jonathan became a client without even looking at the free lunch, and he probably can't even show up tomorrow. We just had a 2-hour presentation. I went through everything that he's like that I would be able to do for him. And we just started, I guess it was about a 2-3 hour process. We went back and forth, and Jonathan really didn't know what I was really offering in the beginning because he never came to the lunch. He didn't have a conceptual idea of what I do on an ongoing basis. And now he's on board.
You know, I can afford my own lunch, so your lunch is not so attractive to me.
There you go. I love it. That's hilarious. But I mean, you know what
actually,
I do.
One of them, incidentally, is actually a Facebook specialist.
Oh.
By the way, so she'd be able to potentially also, give us, Facebook lessons, workshops if you want to do.
This is great.
The other one's a copywriter, so.
This is what the Canadian marketing team is about. It's about putting us all together so we can create a referral network. That's the idea. Because I love what Diane's doing with her photo reading. I can't wait until all of us take her course and we all start reading at 25,000 words a sitting. I mean, how much is that going to blow our minds for? And it's retention that I really care about. I've already taken these speed reading courses. My speed reading is pretty good, but when it comes to Diane, I really like that. And none of us are in competing industries. The only interlinking industries that are maybe similar is that Jonathan works on firewalling a physical process, whereas Jason, you firewall the digital process. Does that make sense? For
and
security. I see.
In many cases, I don't personally do the firewalls. I'll, farm that out to specialists who
That's where
All
Jonathan comes in.
Firewalls, yeah.
That's where Jonathan comes in. That's what he's looking for, is a relationship right now that does exactly that. Does exactly.
So mine, Audi mine is more like infrastructure, and Jason's is more like a website. You know, this is a small world. Actually, Jason and I met actually probably 1 year ago.
Oh wow, perfect.
Oh really? What event was that at?
VBN.
Oh yeah, Roger Killen's group. It's actually
exactly.
It's actually a really good group too.
Yeah.
By the way, I don't remember who it was. I think it was the speed reading one. I don't remember your name off the top, but
Diane.
Yeah, Diane. So yeah, if you're looking for good tips for how you can shorten down your elevator pitch to, say, when you need to do, say, a 15-second or less one, so like a micro elevator pitch, as well as get a good ask in at the end of it, definitely go to Roger's VBN meetup, because he'll really school you on how to do that beautifully.
Actually, Roger's pretty good with that. I have to.
Yeah, I love practice.
Yeah, especially I love his comparison of the $10 ask versus the $1,000 ask versus the $10,000 ask.
Mm-hmm.
And if you haven't been to his group yet, get to his meetup. They meet every Tuesday evening.
Yeah.
Yeah. So get out to it, and he'll explain what the difference is between those.
I think Diane has a similar issue to I have, which is a family that we have to take care of after work. So I know for myself, it's tough to get out to VBN networking. So I count on you guys to bring that information over to the group, and so we can share it in the mastermind format. But I have been to his events, Diane. If you're able to make it, they're pretty good.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah, I recommend that.
Yeah. Awesome. And Rosalie and Diane, I'd recommend connecting, because Diane works with a bunch of teachers, professional teachers and doctors and so on. And that would be a good connection for you guys for a referral process.
Okay.
And actually,
we
Aaron.
connected earlier today.
Pardon me?
On LinkedIn. We connected earlier today on LinkedIn.
Oh, that's great. And Aaron actually, the nature of his business would really help you as well, Rosalie, because he knows who has junk and who's throwing stuff out all the time. So
sorry, they cut
Aaron.
Your microphone call.
Aaron Jensen, it would be a good connection.
Okay.
Yeah, because
he's in our group?
He's in our group. He's actually listening right now, yeah.
Oh,
so
good.
Aaron knows who has junk and who's downsizing and who's doing what. Like, he's got a pulse on he's got a pulse on that industry. He's got a company called Captain Recycling. And so he's the guy that would haul everything for you, by the way. So he has a company, he hires people, he does all these kind of things. His real company is he helps companies go green in their food waste and in their recycling. So he's really, I've been learning tons about the green industry through Aaron, and I think there would be a great strategic alliance between Aaron and
Yeah, absolutely.
100%. You just need to work it out. And that's what I'm here too, is to help you guys work that stuff out.
Perfect.
Okay, guys, it's been a real pleasure. Thank you for feedback, and look forward to talking to each of you individually and then again next week. And I'm planning on doing this on Fridays eventually as well at the end of the day. So we'll have Mondays and Fridays having these group sessions. Do you like that idea?
Yep.
Good work. Sure.
Yep. Friday is fine.
Perfect. It'd be at the end of the day, by the way. Okay, great.
Okay.
So you all
right.
come home from work. Okay, bye, guys. Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah,
Bye.
good
Thank
evening,
you.
everyone.
Good night.
Good night. Thank you.